Gen AI is the next step in artificial intelligence, and it is going to reinvent every application that we interact with at work and at home. From startups to enterprises, organizations of all sizes are getting going with generative AI. So we think about generative AI as having actually 3 macro layers, if you will, of a stack, and they're all equally important. And we're investing in all 3 of them. So the bottom layer is used to train foundation models and large language models, FMs we'll call them, and to run these models in production. The middle layer provides access to the LLMs and other foundation models that you need, and all the tools that you need to build and scale generative AI applications with them. And then at the top layer, we've got applications that are built using FMs, so that you can take advantage of generative AI quickly without even needing any specialized knowledge. So let's look at the bottom layer, infrastructure. With the foundation models, there are 2 main types of workloads, training and inference. And training is to create and prove FMs by learning patterns from large amounts of training data, and inference uses that to run the models in production, to generate an output such as text, images, or video. And these workloads consume massive amounts of compute power. So to make Gen AI use cases economical and feasible, you need to run your training, you need to run your inference on incredibly performant, cost-effective infrastructure that's purpose-built for ML and AI. And we've been collaborating with Nvidia for over 13 years to bring GPUs to the cloud, building compute instances that support a wide range of use cases, including graphics, gaming, HPC, machine learning, and now, of course, demanding generative AI workloads. And today, I'm thrilled to announce that we are expanding our partnership with Nvidia with more innovations that are going to deliver the most advanced infrastructure for generative AI workloads with GPUs. And I'd like to invite Jensen Huang, founder and CEO of Nvidia, here on stage with us to tell us more.
Thank you. It's great to be here. You know, we've been working together for a very long time. In fact, AWS was the world's first cloud to recognize the importance of GPU-accelerated computing. And you put the world's first GPUs in the cloud a long time ago. In the last several years alone, just for the Ampere and Hopper generation, we've deployed 2 million GPUs in AWS. That's 3 zettaflops, 3,000 exascale supercomputers. Yeah, most nations would be happy with 1 exascale supercomputer. AWS has 3,000 of them, and we are just getting started. We are going to announce today a deployment of a whole new family of GPUs, the L4, the L40S, and the brand new H200. The H200, this is really an amazing thing. The combination between the brand new TensorRT LLM optimizing compilers for generative AI and H200 improves the throughput of inference, large language model inference, by a factor of 4, reducing the cost in just 1 year by a factor of 4. Now, our collaboration starts with, of course, great GPUs, and we're ramping so incredibly fast. Each quarter, we're standing up and deploying more than 1 zettaflops more in AWS. 1 zettaflops more each quarter. It's an unbelievable number. So our 2 teams have been really, really busy.
Busy indeed, and that was a lot of Zetas and everything. Yeah. So as you said, the collaboration is going to enable developers to access amazing technology, and they're going to need it to innovate with generative AI. One of the big announcements, of course, is that AWS is going to be the first cloud provider to bring the latest Nvidia GH200 Grace Hopper superchips with the new multi-node NVLink to the cloud, first place. And maybe you could tell us a little bit more about that, what makes that computing platform so powerful, and how we're working together to introduce it.
Well, we're both really passionate about ARM processors. And the reason why ARM is so incredible is because we can mold it to exactly the type of computing needs that we have. It's incredibly low energy, it's incredibly cost effective. And so Grace Hopper, which is GH200, connects 2 revolutionary processors together in a really unique way. It connects them together using a chip-to-chip interconnect called NVLink at 1 terabytes per second. And it's connected in a coherent way so that the GPU could access all of the CPU's memory, the CPU can access all of the GPU's memory, and so the 2 of these processors could work hand in hand in a really fast way. The second thing that we did was we invented a new way of extending NVLink to a very large domain. So now 32 Grace Hoppers could be connected by a brand new NVLink switch. And that becomes one unit, basically one giant virtual GPU instance. I mean, you got to imagine this. You've got 32 H200s, incredible horsepower in one virtual instance because of AWS Nitro. And then we connect it with AWS EFA, your incredibly fast networking. All of these units now can create an AWS Ultra cluster. So I can't wait to see all this come together.
How customers are going to use this stuff, one can only imagine. Now, in the world of generative AI, a lot of companies are looking to onboard AI into their business. And it's great to see the infrastructure, but it extends to the software, the services, and all of the other workflows that they have. So this leads, of course, to the second big announcement we have today, to bring the Nvidia DGX Cloud to AWS. And I'd love to hear a little bit about how the DGX Cloud is important for customers.
Well, first of all, DGX Cloud is NVIDIA's AI factory. This is how our researchers advance AI. We use AI to do neural graphics. The way we do computer graphics today is impossible without AI. We use AI to advance, we use our AI factories to advance our digital biology models, our large language models, use it for robotics, for self-driving cars. We use it to simulate Earth 2, a digital twin of the Earth to predict weather and climate. And so DGX Cloud is really important to us. We're incredibly excited to build the largest AI factory NVIDIA has ever built. We call it Project SEBA. SEBA is going to be 16,384 GPUs connected into one giant AI supercomputer. This is utterly incredible. We will be able to reduce the training time of the largest language models, essentially reducing the cost of training in just 1 year in half. These 16,000 GPUs will be 65 exaflops. It's like 65 exascale supercomputers in one. And so I can't wait for us to stand this up.
I mean, it's just going to bring incredible benefits to customers.
Thank you, Adam.
All right, thank you, Jensen. Now, support for the latest generation high-performance GPUs, combined with our innovations, virtualization, networking, cluster management. These are reasons why AWS is the best place to run GPUs in the world. We realized almost 10 years ago that if we wanted to continue to push the envelope on price performance for all of your workloads, we had to reinvent general purpose computing for the cloud era, all the way down to the silicon. And in 2018, we became the first major cloud provider to develop our own general purpose compute processors when we announced Graviton, our server processor chip. And we didn't stop there. Our current generation, Graviton 3, delivers up to 25% better compute performance compared to Graviton 2, and it also uses 60% less energy for the same level of performance. And super impressive. We're relentless about innovation, and we continue to push the envelope further. So today, I'm excited to announce the latest generation of our Graviton processor, AWS Graviton 4. Graviton 4 is the most powerful and the most energy-efficient chip that we have ever built, with 50% more cores and 75% more memory bandwidth than Graviton 3. Graviton 4 chips are 30% faster on average than Graviton 3 and perform even better for certain workloads. But to drive innovation and the broad choices that our customers want in ML and AI, we realized a few years ago that, again, here, another place, we'd have to innovate all the way down to the silicon, just like we did with Graviton for general purpose computing. And that's why we built Trainium and Inferentia. So Trainium is our purpose-built chip for training machine learning models. And Inferentia is our chip optimized for running inference on those models. So earlier this year, we already announced the second generation of our Inferentia chip, Inferentia 2. And today, I'm really excited to announce AWS Trainium 2. It's our second generation chip that's purpose-built for high-performance training of foundation models. Trainium 2 is designed to deliver up to 4 times faster performance compared to our first generation chips, and that makes it ideal for training foundation models with hundreds of billions or even trillions of parameters. It will deliver up to 65 exaflops of aggregate compute. And we expect the first Trainium 2-based instances are going to be available next year, and that brings us to the top of the stack, the applications that you use that are powered by generative AI, leveraging foundation models. It can pore through the nooks and crannies of a system and actually help you find data that you didn't even know existed, and then help you put it to optimal use. It can generate insights that can save hours of manual work. And it can take projects that were slogs and make them a snap. And that's why today I'm really proud and excited to announce Amazon Q, a new type of generative AI-powered assistant designed to work for you at work. Q lets you answer questions quickly with natural language interactions. You can easily chat, generate content, take actions. It's all informed by an understanding of your systems, your data repositories, your operations. And of course, we know how important rock-solid security and privacy are, so that Q understands and respects your existing identities, your roles, and your permissions. If a user does not have permission to access something without Q, they cannot access it with Q either. And we've designed Q to meet enterprise customers' stringent requirements from day one. And we never want business customers' content. We're never going to use that content for Q to train underlying models. Now, to supercharge work for developers and IT pros, we've trained Amazon Q on 17 years' worth of AWS knowledge so it can transform the way you think, optimize, and operate applications and workloads on AWS. You can chat with AWS Q to explore AWS capabilities, learn unfamiliar technologies, architect solutions. It's an expert in AWS architected patterns, best practices, and solution implementations. For example, you could ask Amazon Q, how do I build a web application with AWS? What are my options? It's going to answer with a list of potential services that you could use, such as Amplify, Lambda, or EC2, and then it's going to offer reasons why you might consider each service. And once you've chosen a service, you can ask Amazon Q, how do I get started? And Q is going to give you step-by-step instructions for configuring the solution, plus links to relevant information, to documentation, and so on. And this is just the beginning of how Amazon Q is going to help you with your work. For example, if you encounter an error with Lambda in the console, you just press the Troubleshoot with Amazon Q button. And Q is going to research the error, and it's going to suggest how to fix it. So you need to add tests. Just ask Q, and it's going to automatically generate the tests for you. And this is going to make a huge difference for developers. But we knew we could do even more to help you build even faster. For example, think about everything that goes into building a new feature. You have to understand requirements, think through design, write all the code, add tests, document the code, and so on. This sounds like a job for Amazon Q. Specifically, Q's feature development capability, which is going to automate the multi-step development task of adding new features to your application. So instead of all that work, now you just write a prompt, and Q is going to use its expertise, enriched with an understanding of your project code, and it's going to do all the heavy lifting for you. Amazon Q will create the draft plan, which you can then collaborate and iteratively improve using natural language chat until it's polished and ready to go. So this is hours of work that Q can do for you with just one good prompt. And this feature is available today in Amazon Code Catalyst and will soon be fully available in the IDE. You will not currently find an AI assistant from another major cloud provider that can do this for you today. But we're not done yet. Let's keep going. Well, what about the other people in your organization? All the folks in marketing, finance, HR, product management, and more. There's so much information spread across your organization's documents, all of your data, all of your applications. That sounds familiar, right? Amazon Q is also your business expert. Q has connections to over 40 popular enterprise systems, so employees across the organization can ask complex questions and get detailed, accurate, nuanced answers that are relevant to their role at work. We're really excited about this, and I actually wanted to show you just a little bit of Amazon Q for your business in action. Please welcome AWS's own Dr. Matt Wood to the stage.
Thanks, Adam, and good morning, everyone. I'm excited to give you a first look at Amazon Q, a new type of AI assistant designed to be an expert in your business. Getting started with Q is simple and takes just 3 steps. First, you configure Amazon Q by connecting and customizing Q with details of your own organization. Q connects to existing data sources like S3, Salesforce, Microsoft, Google, Slack, and more, supporting over 40 popular business applications and services right out of the box. Once connected, Amazon Q starts indexing all of your data and content. Q also uses generative AI to understand and capture the semantic information which makes your business unique. Your data remains completely under your control at all times. Amazon Q never shares it externally or uses it to improve any of the underlying models. And that's it. Surprise, there is no step 3. Just open Amazon Q in your browser, and away you go, with a fully customized, secure assistant who is an expert in your business. You communicate with Q through this friendly web application designed for everyone in your organization to use. Q knows who you are and about your identity and role, and because Q understands your business semantics, you can ask far more detailed, nuanced questions and get tailored answers faster than ever before. For example, you could ask Q to analyze which product features customers are struggling with and recommend ways to improve them. As soon as you hit enter, Q gets to work on understanding your question and preparing an answer. Q starts by creating a set of input prompts automatically. Q then uses all of the business context available to find relevant data, information, and documents, and picks the best ones before combining everything together into a response, all in just a fraction of a second using the power of generative AI. Finally, Amazon Q can take actions on your behalf through a set of configurable plugins. As an example, Q can automatically create tickets in Jira, notify leaders in Slack, and update dashboards in ServiceNow. Q allows you to inspect actions before they run, so you can review them and add additional information. And after the action runs, Q will link to the results for verification. With that, back to Adam.
That was awesome. So we've been working for a while to make business intelligence more accessible to people without BI expertise. We think anyone should be able to ask questions of their data using natural language. And so Amazon QuickSight, our ML-powered BI service, now has Amazon Q features built in. First, Amazon Q is going to help reduce the time that it takes business analysts to create dashboards and reports from hours down to minutes by letting them simply tell Amazon Q what they want to visualize. For example, regional sales by product has a Sankey diagram. Q comes right back with that diagram, and you can add it to your dashboard with ease. And you can tell Q to further refine the visual. Say you want to change the chart to a vertical stack bar chart by month and color-coded by region. Your wish is Q's command. But even the best dashboards don't tell every angle of the story. For example, you can ask Amazon Q, where did we have the highest sales? And you get a response customized to your business data. You can ask a follow-up question, even as little as one word, like London. And because Q maintains the context of your current conversations, you can get insights from your data quickly. Let's say you want to create a monthly report on your business in North America. You can ask Q to write a monthly report about the business and make recommendations for next month. And Q's going to give you visualization options. You choose the ones you want, and then Q will format them. And in seconds, you have a beautiful and compelling story. Once we're happy with the story, we can securely share it with others. With Amazon Q and QuickSight, you now have an expert BI assistant that's going to make it easier for business analysts. And these new Q capabilities in QuickSight are available in preview today. And this is just the start of how we're going to help to reinvent the future of work. We continue to innovate across all layers of the stack to bring you what you need to harness the power of generative AI for your organization. Performant, cost-effective infrastructure. A new, secure, private, easy way to build and scale powerful new applications with foundational models. Generative AI applications and capabilities that can be enriched with the context of your business. And it's all on AWS, built with our high bar that gives you broad and deep capabilities, choice, and enterprise readiness. But it's so early in the game, and we're incredibly excited about what we're going to be able to do together. I want to thank all of my guests on stage today, and thank you to everybody watching. And of course, thank you to the whole AWS team for working so hard to make this happen.